All right, hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. As we roll into the new year, we thought it was time
Yeah,
to take a closer look at an issue that's impacting more and more folks, especially our seniors.
absolutely.
It's this whole world of tech scams and how to protect ourselves and our loved ones.
It is.
Now, we've been digging through a ton of data, the latest reports,
Right.
and one that really caught our eye was from SilverQuest Technologies.
Yeah.
They're saying that in 2023, older adults lost over, get this, $1.9 billion
Uh,
to fraud.
1.9 billion. That's just what was reported, right?
Exactly, and that's just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
They estimate the total cost could be as high as $61.5 billion.
It's a huge problem.
Yeah.
And it just keeps growing, unfortunately.
It does, and that's why we're here today. We will really unpack this, understand why these scams are so effective,
Right.
and most importantly, how we can equip ourselves with the knowledge to fight back.
I think that's key.
So let's dive in as we head into this new year. Scammers are definitely getting more sophisticated.
Absolutely.
Their tactics are evolving, and that makes it all the more critical to be aware.
It's kind of like an arms race.
It is. It really is.
They develop a new tactic, and then we have to come up with a new defense.
Exactly. So let's talk about some of these tactics. The three big ones that really stood out, based on the amount of money lost,
Sure.
are investment scams, business imposter scams, and those romance scams.
Right.
Now, all three of these,
Yeah.
they really seem to play on that human element.
Absolutely. They prey on people's vulnerabilities.
Trust, loneliness.
Trust, kindness, a desire to help others.
Exactly. So let's start with those investment scams. I feel like so many folks, as they're approaching retirement or in retirement,
Right.
are thinking about financial security, making sure their nest egg is safe.
Yeah, they're looking for ways to make their money grow.
Exactly. So how are these scams kind of, taking advantage of that?
Well, they'll often promise these really high returns
Right.
with little or no risk,
Right.
which we know is just not realistic.
Right.
They'll sometimes pressure people into making quick decisions before they have a chance to really think things through.
Got it. Got it. So it's that sense of urgency that
Yeah.
they're trying to create.
They might even, impersonate legitimate financial advisors
Wow.
or create these really fancy websites that look very official.
To make it seem convincing.
Exactly.
Wow. And then those business imposter scams, this is something I think we've all kind of encountered in some way, shape, or form.
Absolutely. I mean, we've all gotten those phishing emails,
Right.
the ones that say you won the lottery or
Right.
there's a problem with your bank account.
Exactly.
But these imposter scams, they take it to a whole other level.
Okay.
Instead of just being, a random email, they might call you pretending to be
Mhm.
from the IRS
Okay.
or Medicare or even your bank.
Wow. So they're really targeting.
They might even, say there's a warrant out for your arrest.
Oh my gosh.
Or that your social security number's been suspended and they need your information to fix it right away.
And they need it now.
Exactly.
So they're really preying on that fear,
Yeah.
that sense of urgency.
And it can be really effective.
And then, I mean, the romance scams, this one to me is just, it's heartbreaking.
It is. It's very emotionally manipulative.
Yeah.
These scammers, they'll spend weeks, months, even years
Wow.
building a relationship with someone online.
Just gaining their trust.
Exactly. They'll pretend to be, falling in love.
Wow.
They'll share personal stories. They might even send gifts.
Gosh, that's awful.
And then once they've gained that person's trust,
Uh-huh.
they'll start asking for money.
For emergencies, for travel expenses.
Yeah, they'll come up with all sorts of excuses.
Wow. That's just, it's so sad to think about the impact that this is having on people, not just financially,
Right.
but emotionally as well.
Absolutely. It can be devastating.
So I guess the big question is, what can we do?
Yeah.
How do we protect ourselves and our loved ones from falling victim?
Well, knowledge is power, right?
Right.
The more we know about these scams, the better equipped we are to spot them.
So education is key.
Absolutely. And that starts with being skeptical.
Okay.
If something sounds too good to be true,
Yeah, it probably is.
it probably is. If someone you don't know is asking for personal information or money,
Huh?
be very cautious.
Red flag,
Yeah,
right.
you're like,
And what about verifying information? If someone claims to be from a bank or a government agency,
always verify.
yeah.
Don't just take their word for it.
Okay.
Look up the organization's phone number independently
Okay.
and call them back directly.
So don't use any of the contact information? that they're providing.
Exactly. And never, ever
Right.
share your Social Security number, your bank account details, or any other sensitive information
Over the phone or through email or text.
unless you initiated the contact and you're absolutely sure.
Right. You know who you're talking to.
Exactly.
And I think communication is so important, right?
Absolutely.
Encouraging seniors to talk to their families, to their friends.
Yeah.
If something seems suspicious, if they've been contacted by someone.
Have someone to bounce those situations off of.
Exactly. Someone they trust. To get a second opinion.
And sometimes even just talking about it out loud can help you realize, wait a minute, this doesn't sound right.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think, it's easy to get overwhelmed by all this. It's a lot of information.
It is. It can feel scary.
But we really want to emphasize that it's not about living in fear.
Right.
It's about being informed, being proactive, taking those steps to protect ourselves and our loved ones.
And the good news is there are resources out there.
There are. Like AARP has a Fraud Watch Network.
Absolutely. The Federal Trade Commission. They have a website dedicated to consumer protection.
Right. So there's information available.
Yeah.
And I guess the takeaway here is, let's not wait until it's too late.
Right.
Let's have those conversations today.
Start today.
With our parents, with our grandparents, with our friends.
With our neighbor.
Our neighbors, exactly.
Anyone who might be vulnerable.
Let's empower them with the knowledge to stay safe.
That's the key.
So before we wrap up, is there any final thought, anything you'd like to leave our listeners with?
Well, I would just challenge everyone listening to think about what's one specific step you can take today to help protect the seniors in your life.
Love it, love it.
Could be having a conversation,
All right.
sharing some resources, helping them set up a spam filter on their email.
Perfect.
Whatever it is, take action.
Take action.
Don't wait.
All right, that's a great call to action. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. Thank you all for joining us. Remember, knowledge is power.
Absolutely.
Stay informed, stay vigilant, and most importantly, stay safe.
Stay safe online.
All right, until next time. Take care, everyone.
Bye.